IIT&E.
Half a day, one and all the world's a stage, and I'm Jason Salas, and tonight we will learn about next week's Life Teen Expo. But first, our friends from UOG Theater, see why I kind of segued that? They are inviting you to catch their production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, the impeccable play. Director Michelle Bloss, the siren, the sage, the lovely woman who commands the stage with animal grace. And puts these wonderful productions together. Let me remember, because my Shakespeare's like kind of rusty. If we shadows do offend, think about this.
And we'll mend.
There you okay. At least I got the shadows part correct. It's been a while.
That's Puck. Very good.
Yeah, Puck being the operative character and everything. But for people that don't know A Midsummer Night's Dream, what is this play about? Because some people that they watch Dead Poet Society and they see like, okay, well he's wearing a bunch of twigs and woodland animals and.
Well, let's just say it's one of Shakespeare's most beloved comedies. Okay.
So it's a comedy.
It is a comedy, right? And it's about love, but love being very difficult, okay? So it's not your typical love story. It doesn't start out well, but it ends well.
Okay.
So
Spoiler alert.
It ends well because it's typical Shakespeare comedy. But it's got fairies, it's got an Amazon queen, it's got a fairy king and queen, it's got a group of people called the Rude Mechanicals. It's got a rude mechanical with a donkey's head and a pair of lovers.
Very nice.
And you go into a forest, you never know what's going to happen because when fairies are there, I don't know.
Okay, now for people who may be more intimately familiar with Shakespeare's tragedies, which is so often the case, right? Everybody knows Hamlet, everybody knows Romeo and Juliet. How different are his comedies? Because you can have sardonic comedy where where it's like, oh, okay, I can laugh at that because it's dark, but this one is generally
light.
Yeah,
it's light.
It's a feel-good comedy.
Goofy. It's funny. Yes. Expect to laugh. Expect to see Shakespeare done with the original staging conditions that it was in Elizabethan times, but still set in modern times. You will see music, because music's a part of it. You'll see fairies. You will see people having fun. You will see actors speaking to the audience, because let's face it, in Shakespeare's time, the fourth wall is broken.
Exactly.
Yes.
I was going to say, in the play, Puck actually he talks to the crowd on many occasions.
A lot of characters speak to the audience. Yeah. And we've got seating on stage as well. So aside from sitting in the house, you could go up on stage and sit on these little bleachers we have there.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So be prepared to be, quote unquote, played with by the actors.
Oh, okay.
Because they will talk to you. So that's a little fun element we have. And yeah, it's just fun.
How difficult is it as someone who has dedicated her life to the craft and instilling that passion in young people and in other people? How difficult is it to take up the work of the bard, of Sir William Shakespeare himself, and try and teach that to people? And it's like, this is somebody who is revered throughout history as someone who really understands the human condition, is able to touch on every single type of human emotion there is and really drive that message across.
And it's actually because of that, because it does have a universal appeal. It's just reminding the students and people that Shakespeare's not that hard. The problem is when it goes into the realm of the academic, right?
Oh, Titus.
No offense to the academics, but we have to remember that Shakespeare wrote for the theater, and he wrote for an audience that wasn't all educated. So it's written in English. So if you speak the language, you won't have any problems understanding at all.
Now this is English as we know it, not the old English where you've got...
There are some archaic words and phrases that are thrown in there. However, because Shakespeare is in public domain, the beauty that us modern directors get to do is cut out some of that archaic stuff.
Oh, okay.
That maybe doesn't lead to the plot moving forward, or let's face it, people just can't understand it, so we're like, okay, let's cut it.
And this play is kind of, it's very easy to follow along because of the themes that is in it. Love, goofiness.
Yes. Yeah. And what's great about Shakespeare is he always mixes in scenes, right? So it's not like you're watching the same group of people for the next hour and a half. It's constantly switching and transitioning back and forth between different groups of people. So there's always that relief that you get.
See, this stuff happened way before Pulp Fiction.
Yes, yes. And it's just being human and letting it all hang out, as you say, he was able to reveal the internal and the external all at once. So for the students, it's just making them realize that it's not as hard as maybe they were taught it was.
Okay.
And the thing with it is Shakespeare's not meant to just be read. If you read it, then it becomes an intellectual exercise, but it really is a practical exercise. So you just have to say the lines out loud.
Now, something else that you and I have talked about for years every time you come on this program, comedy is something that most people as an audience can identify with.
Yes.
As an actor, it's a daunting challenge.
Yes.
Not everybody can tell a joke or you know, stumble in the appropriate way and you know, be comic relief. But
Yeah.
how difficult is it to teach young people how to properly put on a comedic scene?
It's basically just understanding the context. So what are they really saying? And allowing them that freedom to express themselves and to understand what is the character intention in this moment. That's all it is, whether it's drama or comedy.
It's that simple.
There's always an intention. So what are they trying to drive at? A lot of it is timing too. So part of the trick is casting people when they audition and seeing their own natural abilities. Do they have a sense of comic timing? If not, maybe they don't get cast as the funniest person in the play, you know, because not everyone is suited to it. It's a lot easier to perform drama than it is to perform comedy, as you kind of brought up. So actors who have a natural ability in comedy, they're rare, but as long as you are not afraid and you're willing to be goofy and look goofy, you'll have fun.
All right. Well, we are going to make sure to line up for the Midsummer Night's Dream, even though it's in late fall right now. So, you know, we're not going to hold that against you.
No.
So how can people get tickets?
Yes. So we sell tickets at the door at the UOG Fine Arts Theater, November 15th through 18th. Our door opens at 6:30 p.m. It's $10 for general admission, $7.50 for seniors and students.
What about the bleacher seats?
The bleacher seats are free.
As long as there's a space.
Yeah, well, you sit wherever you want.
See that? Get there early, guys. Punctuality matters on Guam.
Yes, 6:30. And UOG
Don't do tomorrow
students,
time for this play because they won't wait for you.
No, and even if you do, just be aware you might run into an actor and they're just going to probably like point out the fact that you're late.
Very nice. I like that.
Yes.
All right. Encouraging punctuality and a love of the craft.
Yes.
So, Michelle, always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, my dear.
All right. Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right. Please stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.